Good afternoon, beauty professionals. Today I want to talk to you about ultraviolet lights, also known as UV lights. Now, UV lights are actually an invisible light, and it's less penetrating than visible light. It has a shorter wavelength and it has a higher energy. Another name for UV lights is cold light or actinic light. Now, cold light just means little to no heat, where the actinic light means that it produces chemical reactions or photochemical reactions, such as in photography. Before I get started, I want to thank you guys so much for supporting my channel, for watching my videos. Hopefully you're sharing it with people who also are interested in cosmetology. God bless you, and let's get started. Okay, so some of the benefits of ultraviolet light, also known as UV lights, would be it kills some germs. It encourages your skin to produce vitamin D, which is good for your bone health. And it also causes chemical reactions to happen faster. Now, we all know that the biggest source of UV light or ultraviolet light is the sun. And a lot of books, even in our textbook, discourages you from being in the sun. Now, don't get me wrong, because being in the sun or in UV lights for too long, of course, it can cause things like cancer, and it can cause you to get burned, especially going to tanning booths. If you overexceed that, you will get burned. And I would think that anytime you're forcing your skin, if it doesn't naturally produce melanin and you keep forcing it to overproduce melanin that's not there, that could not end well. But I would also say this, and I'm not going to say too much about this, but be mindful of the products that you're putting on your skin. So of course we're encouraged to wear sunscreens, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but what I am saying is if you're not aware of what's in your sunscreen, remember UV lights cause chemical reactions and cause them to happen more quickly. So you think you're safe and you're laying out in the sun for hours, but what was in the sunscreen is a carcinogenic. So what's happening? You're laying in the sun thinking you're safe, but that carcinogenic is actually being absorbed into your skin, into your bloodstream, and henceforth some sort of cancer comes along. But you did all the safety precautions. So I just want to encourage that also, because they make it like the sun is just so horrible for us. But my thing is, we wouldn't have a sun if it really was bad for us, and we need that. A lot of people that I know of are lacking in vitamin D, and it can get so bad to where you pass out, you're very lethargic, you have no strength, you can't function because the vitamin D is so low. And I've seen where doctors had to prescribe huge amounts of milligrams of vitamin D just so that that person could have their strength back. And remember, it deteriorates your bones when you don't have that. Also, the sun, UV light, helps with your thyroid. If you stand out in the sun, in the morning sun, for about 10 minutes. So it's not all bad for you, is what I'm trying to say. These are some of the benefits, but anything, remember, if you overexceed it, is not good for you. Okay, there are 3 types of UV lights, also known as ultraviolet lights. There's UVA, UVB, and UVC. Now, UVA has the longest wavelength in all the UV lights, and it penetrates into the dermis. Now, this light here affects the collagen and the elastin in the skin, which means you age faster. So the way that we remember it, I call it the UV aging light because of that. What is the collagen? That is what keeps your skin nice and plump and firm when you're younger. And you'll notice as you age, if you're blessed to age, that your skin may not be as up and plump as it was. Now, elastin affects the elasticity of your skin, and that's the ability for your skin to be stretched out and then return to its original shape. So as we get older, you'll notice that the skin starts to stretch and it falls. It doesn't go back to its original shape like when you were younger. So UV aging light, what can happen is when you're younger, if you're overexposed to this light in excess, it can cause you to age faster. All right, the next light is UVB light, also known as the burning light. So remember, you have UV aging light, which is UVA. Now you got UV burning light. And this particular light is what causes sunburns. So remember now, excessive use of those two lights, UVA and UVB, can cause skin cancers. But now remember what I said. You have to remember the chemicals that you're putting on your skin as well. So if you're in excessive UV light with chemicals that cause cancer, of course, that could speed up that process. Okay, the last type of UV light. The book does not give a detailed definition of what it is. It just says that the ozone layer of the earth protects us from that, and we don't want to lose it. So I tried researching it online, and there was nothing conclusive about it. All I could say is, I did find that if you are exposed to this type of radiation within seconds to minutes, you'll get eye burns and severe skin burns. So my assumption is, like the book says, we don't want to lose the ozone layer because it would not be good for us. And it also said online life would never be the same. So if we lose that protective layer and we're exposed to UVC radiation, it's not going to be good for us. So that's all that I have for you guys. And I want to thank you so much for watching my videos. Like and share. And I'll see you next time.